Well, you should see her.
One of the things that I didn't have Jean introduced me was I'm also a scuba diver. And so what you have being passed around is a photo of me. It's my engagement photo to that fish. I've taken a lot of grief from Bruce. Too bad he's not here to hear this. But there are lots and lots of fish in the ocean. On 2 separate occasions, I've had a grouper about this big come up and follow me a whole dive. And that particular one, we did our little walking through the park. And then I just sort of settled down, and that one came right up and looked at me like that for about 5 minutes. So the group I was diving with told me that I got engaged. So my plea is, please don't eat groupers. You know, there are lots of fish in the ocean, but not groupers, okay? No groupers. I have a gift basket business, but we're going to talk about that at the very end, all right? I wanted to do a couple of things for you because it's confusing to me, and I figured maybe it would be confusing to you. And that's organic. What does that mean? Everybody's on the organic bandwagon. Basically, if you take a look at it, 100% organic means that everything that's in a product, a food product, is good. It doesn't have any pesticides. It's been farmed so that you have no bad pesticides. You have no genetically modified anything in it, and it's expensive. The next one that can use this green label is 95%. They're allowed to use that label also. And it just means that 5% of the product has something in it that's not, you know, something we're supposed to eat, which is a good thing in this day and age. There's also something called made with organic ingredients. And that means 70% or above is a good number. You can have 29% of it's going to have some bad stuff, but the rest of it is going to be okay. And I don't want to get into the bad stuff. Anything below 70% cannot be labeled organic. It can't say made with organic ingredients. It can't say made with organic water because there's no such thing anymore. So you want to just take a good look at what your package is. And I know there's some other people here that are really on the organic bandwagon. You know, Sally does it, Sheila does it. And it's important because, unfortunately, our society is so big now that they're doing so much to produce food, it's not exactly wholesome anymore. Sadly, and I'm in the gift basket business. I wanted to take a look at other countries too. The biggest problem we have right now is China. China refuses to adopt anybody's standards for anything organic, nor will they probably ever. They will certify their stuff A or AA, which means somebody's paid $50,000 to get an A or a AA rating. And paperwork is just astronomical. So there are a few people that are going into China and going through all the paperwork to get this kind of a rating, but it really doesn't mean a whole lot. So in my baskets, I really don't put anything from China in them. And if you're buying something in the grocery store, don't buy anything from China. Any country that allows plastic to go in their Similac should not be allowed to produce food. And that's something that happened, you know, a few years ago. It's just that they have so many people, they want to make things for their people, that they do that. The other thing I want to talk about my fiancé and I am married, by the way. I've been married for 48 years, so it's okay. My husband understands. It's sustainable farming. This is another thing where we don't really know what's going on, but the oceans are in bad shape. Jim Duncan and I I know we're two divers. Is there anybody else that scuba dives? Okay, you people know too. If you were diving in the 70s or 80s, the oceans were magnificent, and now they are not. Our society has done a lot to really just take it right down to the bare minimum. We have probably, since 1950, this is a fact and all this stuff that you can read if you really want. Since 1950, 90% of 25 predator fish are extinct. That's my lifetime. You know, I was 5 years old, but still, in my lifetime, we've lost that many fish. The biological balance is way off. We've lost things like Atlantic halibut. That's happened in the last 20 years. And everything is going downhill. So sustainable farming for fish is really simple. They're taking enough to feed you, but not too much to deplete the stock of having more babies. Fortunately, fat fish that are female are good. So if I really want to go with a grouper, I will. But that particular stratus of fish and octopus and all those things that we like for dinner, if we don't watch what we're doing, they just aren't going to be there in 40 years. And that is a prediction that Fish and Game is saying. If you don't start doing something about it, in 40 years you won't have to worry. And I actually believe that because we've done so much damage. We have other things that contribute to that. We have overfishing. We have climate change. We have ocean pollution. We have diseases and toxins. There's probably enough mercury in swordfish right now to make thermometers. And irrigation. Irrigation is a problem. And I couldn't help but put this last picture in here. This used to be a lake. This is a boat in the middle of some country I've never been to. This is the boat in the middle of a dry bed. And I thought, well, that doesn't happen around here, but I got a note from Janice Graber, and she took a walk with her dog. She was going to a river that she'd been to many times, and it's dry. She just walked down the middle of it. So it's happening here too. Those kinds of things are affecting our fish population and our whole wildlife population. So, with that gloomy thing, let me tell you what we do with our gift baskets. We will, yeah, and I wanted to use my time to let you people know this isn't just something that could happen, it is happening, and we need to be involved in it. In my gift baskets, I'd be more than happy to do a completely organic basket for you. My products are good. They probably aren't all organic, but they are healthy, except for the chocolate. All right, we have to have a little chocolate. So, are there any questions? I have about 30 seconds. Okay. Thank you for indulging me.